Hello, this is the SJCAM Action Camera C100 Plus. This video will simply be about video tests at different resolutions. This is a very portable camera without a screen. We're going to show you some samples in the next part of this video. But first, I just wanted to quickly explain, so how can we use this camera even though it doesn't have a screen? How can we see what we're recording, and how can we actually change the video settings? So in the instruction manual, it talks about how to download, downloading this app called SJCAM Zone. And once we download the app, it's simply a matter of connecting to a network called C100 Plus or C100. Once we've turned on the Wi-Fi on this camera using a few simple clicks, then from within our device, smartphone or tablet, once we have the app, we can actually connect to the camera and change the settings. So we're going to turn on the camera. We have our app. We're going to connect to the network. We're going to connect to Wi-Fi by clicking the button twice, and so it's flashing green right here. So now we're just going to put the camera to the side. We're going to connect to the camera once we've connected to our Wi-Fi network. So let me just go to the Wi-Fi settings really quickly, show you how to do that. So here's our app. We connected to the Wi-Fi network, which had the same name as the camera. Again, the Wi-Fi network was C100 Plus, I think, or C100. Now that we have that, we just connect to the camera, and it's going to show kind of what this camera is looking at. We can kind of see what the camera is seeing wirelessly, which is, see how I'm moving the camera? Very cool. So the camera is right there, and we also have our underwater housing as well, so we're just going to put that there. So the camera is staying still, and we have this application which we can use because we've connected to the camera by turning on the Wi-Fi, and then we connected to the Wi-Fi network that is identified right here. You can pause the video. It's step number 3. And so we're gonna click here, and then we're connected to the camera, and we see all of our video settings. Since we don't have a screen where we can see the video settings, here they are, the resolution settings, all the way up to 4K 30 frames per second, and my personal favorite setting, 1080p 60 frames per second. So we're going to make several video tests here with this camera, and we're going to show you what the results are, and you can decide for yourself if you think the quality looks good and if you're interested in purchasing this device. So I'm probably going to try 4K 1080p, and that's it. But not only that, we also have this cool option for anti-shake, which we're going to show you what it looks like. Anti-shake, aka image stabilization. Is that going to look nice? I don't know. Totally subjective. I'm going to definitely try that out, show you what it looks like with image stabilization on and off. So some video settings. I'm going to tell you in the video, hopefully you'll be able to hear me, what I'm recording, at what setting I'm recording. And that's how to use the device through the app. Otherwise, you won't be able to change your video settings, and you won't be able to see what the camera is seeing. So you need this app. It's called SJCAM Zone. Great. So that's how we change the settings. You need to change it from within a device, smartphone, and tablet. And you need to be connected to the Wi-Fi. So we're going to click twice again so that you're off of the Wi-Fi, and now you're on standby mode, which is the blue color right here, and then long press to turn off the camera so it is off. Otherwise, no screen, you won't be able to change your settings. If you don't have a device and you just got this right out of the box, you insert your memory card, you would have to just insert the memory card, and then you won't be able to change your default setting. You'd have to use the default setting. So changing the settings of this camera, the resolution, some other settings like image stabilization, you will need a separate device. You need to be connected to the Wi-Fi, turn the Wi-Fi on, connect to the network. That's identified here. then you can start changing your settings, and those changes will register on the camera. But other than that, you won't really be able to change any settings if you don't have the device with the app installed. It's called SJCAM Zone. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Video tests will follow. I'll be sure to specify at what resolution I'm recording so that you'll know based on the title of this video. Don't know what the title of this video is going to be, but you'll know what we're going to be recording with. I'll try to indicate that in the title of the video and while I'm actually making the recording, so it'll be clear. Are we on 4K resolution, 1080p? Do we have image stabilization on? So video tests will follow. This is, again, the SJCAM C100 Plus. This is a very, very portable action camera with underwater housing. And a micro SD memory card was included, 32 gigabytes. And there is no screen, which makes this ultra portable. And there's some accessories that will help you mount the camera. There's also a clip included. So all of these are really just kind of go along with its portability. And we're going to just test out the video shortly. Video tests will follow in the next part of this video. Hello, this is a 1080p 60 frames per second extended video test with the SJCAM C100 Plus. This is a 1080p video test posted without any editing. Here it is. Here's the camera. Don't know how well you can see it right now. The SJCAM C100 Plus 1080p video test. There is no screen on this camera. I don't know if you can see it in the in the mirror, but there's no screen here on this camera. So you really have to rely on the application which you're using on a smartphone or a tablet if you'd like to actually see what you're recording, and if you'd like to change any of the video settings. Again, this is a 1080p 60 frames per second video test. The SJCAM C100 Plus, so far so good. Just remember, again, super important, although this camera does include a 32 gigabyte micro SD memory card, this camera does not include the device that you will need in order to see, to change the video settings and to see what you're recording. That is a smartphone or a tablet. You'll download the app there. You'll connect to the Wi-Fi network after turning on the Wi-Fi on this camera, and then you can change your settings. But again, you need a separate device, a smartphone or a tablet, where you have the app installed in order to actually change and view those settings. So this is a 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. We currently have there is an anti-shake feature which we have turned off. The anti-shake feature is not on, also known as image stabilization. So just keep in mind that there are various settings, but in order to access those and to view those settings, you will need the application installed on a separate device, a smartphone or a tablet, so that you can connect to the Wi-Fi on this, connect to this camera remotely, and then you can see all those settings. The SJCAM C100 Plus, this is a 1080p 60 frames per second video test. Again, I don't know if you can see the camera right here through the mirror. This is the camera that we're recording with. Just wanted to show you. This is a 1080p 60 frames per second video test. The highest resolution on this camera is actually 4K at 30 frames per second. So, but my favorite is 1080p 60 frames per second. This is an extended video test. This video is not edited. This is posted to YouTube after filming on this camera. So hopefully the video quality will look good. If you're interested in purchasing this camera, I also have some other videos. If you're interested in looking at how to use the application, the unboxing, the accessories, and a 4K video test and a video test with image stabilization, those will be on a separate video. This video is just solely one sample video clip recorded with this camera, 1080p at 60 frames per second. Here is the camera that we're filming with, the SJCAM C100 Plus. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. This has been a 1080p 60 frames per second extended video test. Hello, this is a 1080p 60 frames per second video test with the SJCAM C100 Plus 1080p video test with the SJCAM C100 Plus. This is an extremely portable action camera with no screen. So if you'd like to change the video resolution settings or other settings such as image stabilization, auto power off, timestamp, any of those settings, any settings at all, really, you have to use the app, the SJCAM Zone app, which you can download onto your tablet or your smartphone, connect to the Wi-Fi network after you turn on Wi-Fi on the camera. Then you can control the camera, the settings. There is no screen, as you saw in the beginning portion of this video. Very lightweight, very, very portable, and it included a 32 gigabyte micro SD memory card, which is phenomenal. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second, SJCAM C100 Plus. (1080p) video test, 60 frames per second. (1080p) video test, 60 frames per second.